Hello everyone. The National Financial Reporting Authority NFRA on Friday published guidelines on audit quality inspection in a bid to further improve the standards of auditors. The inspection guidelines are based on recommendations of the International Forum for Independent Audit Regulators IFIAR, which comprise audit regulators of 54 countries. Broadly, these guidelines include objective, criteria and scope, methodology, which includes selection of audit firms, selection of individual audit assignments, the inspection cycle, and the inspection report. An inspection generally consists of firm-wide quality reviews and or test check of individual audit assignments to evaluate the level of compliance with applicable auditing standards and quality control policy and processes. Let's see details one by one. First one is mandate and overall objective. The overall objective of inspection is to evaluate compliance of the audit firm or auditor with auditing standards and other regulatory and professional requirements, and the sufficiency and effectiveness of the quality control system of the audit firm or auditor, including adequacy of governance framework and its functioning, effectiveness of firm's internal control over audit quality, and system of assessment and identification of audit risks and mitigating measures. Criteria and scope. Criteria are benchmarks used to check compliance, evaluate or measure subject matter consistently and reasonably. The criteria for inspections would be provisions in the Act, rules and amendments thereof, SQC 1 including Code of Ethics, standards of auditing, policies, guidelines and manuals, etc. of the firm, Ind AS as may be applicable to selected individual audit engagements, relevant circulars or directions of the other regulators as applicable, directions issued by internal quality boards or committees, and QRB ICAI as may be applicable. Inspections will involve a review of the quality control policy, review of certain focus area, test check of the quality control processes, and test check of audit engagements performed by the audit firm or auditor during the year, as may be identified by the inspection teams. The inspected auditor or audit firm would have no role whatsoever in any selection by NFRA of the audit firm or auditor or test check of individual audit engagements undertaken by the audit firm or auditor, the selection of which will only be made by the inspection team. Scope. The scope of inspection will be informed by NFRA to the audit firm or auditor at the commencement of inspection. The scope of any inspection will generally not vary during its execution unless specific circumstances or findings warrant an expansion of scope or coverage. A change in scope or coverage would be intimated to the audit firm or auditor with due authorization. Inspections are intended to identify areas and opportunities for improvement in the audit firm's system of quality control. Inspections are also not intended nor designed to replace the role and responsibilities of the independent statutory auditory of the companies. Methodology. Selection of audit firms. Selection of audit firms or auditors and determination of the periodicity of their inspections by NFRA will be based on assessment of risks in the audit environment and parameters such as the size of the firm, composition, nature of the firm, number of audit engagements completed in the year under review, complexity and diversity of preparer financial statements audited by the firm. In addition, any specific concerns highlighted by government, other regulators, issues in public domain may also influence the selection of audit firms or auditors for inspection. Selection of individual audit assignments. Selection of audit engagements will be on both risk-based and random selection and based on financial and non-financial indicators identified by NFRA. The inspection cycle will usually commence with the presentation by the audit firm public auditor. The presentation would comprise specific areas as communicated by NFRA and any areas that the audit area is significant. NFRA would also outline its approach to inspections to the audit firm or auditor. NFRA may issue questionnaire requesting audit firm or auditor to keep records ready for on-site inspection. At the start of on-site inspection, entry meetings with senior management of audit firm or heads of various verticals may be held to better appreciate the structure and working of the audit firm, auditor. The execution cycle will comprise site visits, interviews, review of controls, substantive testing, issue of queries, and observations and follow-up of the previously issued observations. Inspection would close with a meeting with the senior management of audit firm or the auditor. NFRA would subsequently issue a draft inspection report for obtaining responses of the audit firm or auditor before finalization and issue of final inspection report. Inspection report. The inspection report would comprise NFRA's inspection approach in brief, findings or non-compliances, audit firm or auditor's responses, NFRAs, conclusions and recommendations, and any other matter deemed significant by the inspection team. NFRA would publish the results of the findings in accordance with Rule 8.5 of NFRA, Rules 2018-19. The inspected audit firm or auditor will be required to provide their response to the draft inspection report within 30 days of its issue. The inspected audit firm or auditor will be required to submit compliance to inspection findings contained in the final inspection report issued by NFRA within the timelines prescribed therein. We have attached copy of guidelines in the description for required details. Do like and subscribe this channel. Further, you may surf this channel through link in I button for content on mutual funds, NPS, Excel, NFTs and other finance matters. Thank you.